Hello and good afternoon. Holly Shields here reporting to you live from Kalkine Studios in Sydney, and you're watching the mid-market pulse. Australian shares were swinging between gains and losses by the mid-session trade today, with investors making cautious moves looking for direction. Tech and healthcare stocks dragged the market lower, including Zipco, Afterpay, Nearmap, CSL and Sigma Healthcare. However, strong buying in gold stocks like Silver Lake Resources, Regis, Gold Road, as well as grocery wholesaler Metcash, market losses. The looming fear about the long-term impact of the Omicron variant of COVID-19 on the global economic growth also weighed on market sentiment. As of now, 10 new cases of Omicron coronavirus have been detected in the state of New South Wales, which raised fears of reposition of the restrictions and the delay in economic recovery. Overall, the state has reported 25 new cases of the variant, of which 14 are locally acquired and 11 are from overseas. By the afternoon trade, the ASX 200 index was down 12.20 points, or 0.17%. The benchmark index witnessed a C-SWED opening day today, following weak cues from Wall Street. Then back home, on the sectoral front, 6 of 11 sectors were trading in the green, led by consumer staples, which rose 1.9%, followed by utilities, up 1.6%. Among others, energy, industrial, A-REIT and consumer discretionary also traded higher with marginal gains. Meanwhile, the tech sector was the worst performer with a 2.5% loss, followed by a weak cues from its US counterpart, Nasdaq. Some of the other sectors that witnessed selling pressure today include healthcare, materials, financials and telecom. But the top loser on the ASX pack was BNPL player Zipco, which traded 8.9% lower. Some of the other top laggards were software business Nearmap, global online retailer Redbubble, auto parts retailer Bapcor and e-commerce company Kogan.com. Then on the gaining side, groceries wholesaler Metcash topped the chart, rising 5.4%, Other top performers include gold miners Silver Lake, Regis, and natural gas and energy business APA Group, as well as coal miner Whitehaven Coal. Now, before we look at some more newsmakers, let's take a short break.
Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on The Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV.
Welcome back to the Mid-Market Pulse. Let's move on now to the stocks that created a buzz on the ASX today. First up, shares of Boral rose over 2% after the concrete and asphalt company signed a deal to sell their North American fly ash business. The company has entered into an agreement with Eco Material Technologies Incorporated to sell their North American fly ash arm of the company for around $1 billion. The deal will be complete of Boral's portfolio realignment and strategic refocus back on its construction materials business in Australia. Boral CEO Zatlek said that the sale of the fly ash operations meant the company was now fully focused on reinvigorating its Australian operations. Boral, which is 70% owned by billionaire Kerry Stokes through the Seven Group Holdings vehicle, has been operating fly ash operations for about 40 years in the US. Then meanwhile, shares of Bapcor tumbled over 8% after the auto parts retailer announced a sudden exit of its CEO. Chief Executive and Managing Director Daryl Abotomy who was scheduled to retire by the end of February, has exited the company with immediate effect. The board has appointed Noel Meehan, Babcore's CFO, as acting CEO effective immediately. Meanwhile, Chair Margie Hesterline will step into the role of Executive Chair. The car parts retailer said the global search process for a permanent CEO has been underway for some time and is well progressed. The leadership transition presents an opportunity for the company to install a more contemporary leadership model and drive the company's growth while also ensuring consistent with changing stakeholder expectations. Shares of biotech firm CSL fell nearly 3% after it lost a court challenge to the US plasma supply. The company had challenged the US Customs and Border Protection Agency's decision to ban Mexican citizens from crossing into the US to donate blood plasma. The processing of blood plasma accounts for 85% of CSL's earnings, while the remaining percent comes from vaccines and antivenom. The US-Mexico standoff has affected 13 of CSL's centers, and Chief Executive Paul Perrault has vowed to fight for patients who are waiting for blood plasma, which is used to create life-saving therapies. Also in the news, shares of Sigma Healthcare dipped nearly 4% after the pharma distributor lowered profit guidance for the current fiscal year. For the financial year ending January 2022, the underlying EBITDA is expected to be down around 10% as compared to the previous year. The earnings downgrade reflects a challenging second half of the financial year, which has been impacted by shorter-term operational issues resulting from the rollout of its enterprise resource planning, with Sigma switching from the live SAP environment on the 29th of August. These issues were compounded further by the protracted COVID-19 impacts. And then shares of Metcash gained 5.5% after it released half-yearly earnings report for the 2022 financial year. The supermarket groceries operator reported 3% growth in statutory profit during the first half of the current fiscal, while the underlying profit increased 13.1%. All this as revenue as well rose 1.3% and underlying EBIT climbed 13.9%. The company has also raised its interim dividend 31% after a strong first half with strong sales and earnings across all its pillars. Well, that is a wrap for now on the Mid-Market Pulse, but stay tuned to Kalkine TV because we have many more shows lined up for you today. This is Holly Shields signing off.